It's time for Side Scrollers with me, Stuttering Craig.
You decide when you lose, not other people.
And Blabs.
I like pickles.
And co-hosted by our friends from around the internet. If you like common sense, hit that thumbs up button and, of course, the subscribe button. And join us Monday through Friday live at 11 a.m. Central Time. And now, broadcasting from our homes, it's time for the #1 gaming and entertainment podcast on God's green earth. It's time for Side Scrollers.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Welcome on out to Side Scrollers on YouTube.com and Rumble.com and SideScrollersPodcast.com. What is going on, everybody? Happy Monday to you. My, oh my. Did the internet giveth this weekend? Hello, everybody. I'm Stuttering Craig. We're going to have a great show today, man. We have so much to talk about. We have a clear wall. We have the Ring of Fire debuting today, which we'll get to in just a little bit. But first and foremost, it's the always comfortable welcoming of Blabs. Hello, Blabs.
I'm comfortable now. I mean, this chair is comfortable, so yes. But hello, chat. Happy Monday. And by the way, did you say the word giveth?
Yes, giveth and taketh. Yes.
So why is it when I say we should talk Shakespearean, you're like, nah, but then you say giveth?
Well, I mean, I'm not it's a word. I'm just saying a singular word.
I think we should try talking Shakespearean for a day.
Okay. Just stop the music.
Why not? It'd be fun.
This is a horrible idea.
Why not? Think of all the insults. Have you not done that? So when I was in high school, I had to do an English project where you had to insult people in Shakespearean, and I had like 20 sentences of just 20 insults.
Okay, so, you find me 20 insults,
okay.
And maybe for every $50 super chat, you can insult me.
Boobs and insults? Okay.
Yeah, it sounds good. Sounds good. All right. Joining us today, it is Monday. We're back at it. It's our boy Flash. Hello, Flash. Good to see you.
Hello.
He's got his coffee and he's ready to go. How was your weekend, bud?
It was good. Yeah. Except for Twitter some dude in Russia or somebody using a Russian IP trying to fucking hack my Twitter.
What? What are we talking about?
Yeah, somebody's trying to, like, something's going on because Chris Gore got hacked. I guess somebody with the same kind of IP tried to hack Umbrella Guy. I'm like locked out of my phone's Twitter. I can only use Twitter on my browser.
Wow. They're coming, huh?
Yeah, I'm trying to get all that fixed, but I got an email popped up. Hey, someone logged into your account from Russia OP or some shit. Like, well, that's not cool. So I had to rush home, change my password, boot that motherfucker off of my shit. It was it's kind of hectic.
I bet, man. Did anything? Did they tweet anything inappropriate, like boobies or anything?
No, they didn't try to sell computers on mine like they did with Gore. Did you see that?
Yeah, I did. All right, nice.
Get these Apple Pros. I'm selling them for $600.
Yes. Well,
why are you selling computers, Chris? And then I found out he was hacked.
Great questions. Yeah, exactly. Hacked up. Well, I'm glad that. Hopefully Chris gets his stuff back. I had a really good conversation with Chris this past week, which actually we're going to talk about here in just a little bit. But joining us Monday, it's Flash Monday, but we have Yellow Flash, but we also have Logan from Red Bandana Gaming. So we have yellow and red today. How exciting is this?
Hey there, guys. How you doing? Thank you for having me.
Welcome on out, man. Glad you're here. Why don't you fill everybody in on what you do and where they can find you real quick?
Well, my channel is Red Bandana Gaming. I cover all kinds of great gaming stuff, but a lot of early release games, controllers, and hardware and stuff like that. So the fun side of gaming, not the shoot yourself in the head kind of side of gaming.
Well, welcome to the shoot yourself in the side of the head of gaming.
Don't worry, my podcast covers that too. So I feel you guys. Thank you for having me.
In Minecraft, but just
Call of Duty.
Yes, in Call of Duty, yeah. So everyone, do us a favor. Look, closing in on 10,000 subscribers. Do us a favor. Yep. Scroll your little mouse over there. Hit that subscribe button. Get that nice little thing right there. Hey, Red Bandana, just out of curiosity, is that a tie-in? Is that a reference to potentially the 9/11 guy?
Who?
Guess not. Never mind. Okay.
No. Red Bandana came simply from one character. There's a character behind me, and that's where I got it from.
Turtle.
Yeah.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Yeah.
I'm a huge Ninja Raphael fan. That's
Okay.
literally where I got it from.
I see you're also a Power Rangers fan.
Just a little, but old school stuff before, let's say, before Hasbro.
Okay. So the Red Bandana guy, this is a. I'm trying to see if I can find this really quick. It's important to show reference here because the Red Bandana guy, and this is where I thought it was. This was a guy who was the man in the red bandana, who kind of went into these buildings and he ended up dying. And it's kind of like this folklore around 9/11, 23 years ago now. So when I saw Red Bandana, I was like, oh, okay, maybe it's a reference to this hero of the Twin Towers. But no, it just turns out it's Raphael from Ninja Turtles.
Yep.
There you go.
Yeah.
But how did you mix up this? I've never even heard of the Red Bandana guy, but you thought of that before Raphael from Ninja Turtles?
My secondary was Ryu. I was like, hey, Ryu. So
Were you not a Turtles
game.
fan? Were you living under a rock during the massive cultural phenomena that was Ninja Turtles? Or
No, I love Ninja Turtles. I've always loved Ninja Turtles. But whenever, like in my mind, Red Bandana, it's like up here. In my mind, Ninja Turtles is like just the eye covering, not the band. I know Raph now wears the bandana, right? I get it.
I'm not a big fan of that.
Yeah. So either way. Like, why you gotta be like that, Blabs? You gotta be like that. Just saying.
I would use it against
maybe
me.
Raphael was responsible in some way for 9/11.
For 9/11?
Yeah.
Did happen in New York. Wait, for 9/11?
Oh no.
No, he's not the bad guy.
Maybe he got served some bad pizza in there or something.
Just decided to go crazy. All right, well, listen, Raph Al Qaeda Ninja Turtle, which is just bizarre. And
That's one way to go.
We're demonetized today. Congratulations. All right, look,
You're going to get the little 9/11 blurb for sure.
Yes. The historical fact, the fact check down on the bottom of YouTube videos, which is coming. Thanks, Jay. Good to see you. I would like to remind you guys, we are live over at Rumble.
Hey, he had a nice meeting with Brie Larson over the weekend.
That was hilarious.
Wait, he met Brie Larson?
Yeah, didn't you see?
Yeah.
No, I was not on the internet all weekend. What?
Well, to be fair, I was completely late to the party too.
Just
I
go
saw it
to his Twitter account, pull it up,
Jay,
and then pull up Brie Larson's feet after.
all right,
Let
Blabs.
him talk about her feet.
Yeah,
But-
you hang out with Rhino too much, Flash.
Yeah, but I'd never seen her feet like that before Saturday.
It's
Holy
awful.
shit. Her feet are really bad. Like, it looks like she's got fungus in her big
All right.
toenail.
Listen, Craig needs some explanations here. So basically, the Aussies really love Brie Larson, like Lethal and Rhino, and they did a deep dive, and her feet are absolutely horrific.
They're
And so
really
now-
bad.
So now Yellow Flash knows how bad the feet are. They're like disgusting.
She's got like fungus in her big toe. Like, it's bad. It looks really bad. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if you licked her toe if you'd like trip
Why
on
would you
hallucinations. I'm just saying.
What?
You would hallucinate. There's so much fungus in there.
Blabs,
Yeah, her
can you
feet are
pull up?
nasty.
I want to see this tweet from Jay, please. If you can pull it up.
I thought you were going to ask me to pull up feet pictures, and I was like,
Well, no,
don't
I mean,
really
I do think it's important that we address that too. Listen, right? As of right now, this is all just speculation from Flash's point. Until I see it from my own eyes, it's all speculation. So I do think it's
Okay,
important.
so here's the photo.
Is that
Hey, I
real?
have that shirt.
Yeah,
that's
that's
right. I have
real.
that shirt.
Hold on. So he actually got a picture with Brie Larson.
She was doing photo ops and signatures at the Denver
At the expo.
at the Denver con. She
Did
must
she
have been a
ever get
last minute. She was a last minute addition for sure
Okay.
because she wasn't on there like 2 or 3 weeks ago. But
Okay.
she's a big enough name. You want to go there, like they'll move the mountains
Oh!
for someone. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, zoom in on that shit, man. It is awful.
I'm gonna open.
Look at that. Look at her toes.
And we're gonna zoom in.
Oh, good God. Thank God I haven't eaten breakfast.
It looks like somebody took a hammer to him.
I know. Look at that.
Oh my gosh.
You don't think it's ever photoshopped or anything?
That can't be real.
Wait, how do you not know this about Brie Larson's feet?
Why would you go
Well,
out
to be fair, I didn't know till Saturday. So
This is what happens when you hang out with Australians. They do deep dives.
yeah.
into this weird stuff.
Well, we were like laughing at that picture, and Rhino's like, "Have you seen her feet?"
Wait,
And then he just pulls it up.
Mm-hmm.
And we were all quite shocked.
okay, this can't be real because nobody in their right mind with feet like that would go out in sandals. Nobody.
What do you
Like,
mean?
zero-
Have you not walked around America before?
Not like, listen, if you're a celebrity like that, there's 0% your publicist like, hey, it'd be
There's
really
also
good if you wore that.
Brie Larson going out saying this is not made for you. Like, so she's got no idea about how to go around life, right? Her movies are not made for you, white man. She's got no idea what she's going on about. So
Okay, but did you see those freaking
Pull up another angle, Blabs.
yeah, I got this other one here. I can't really. Oh, I can zoom in. All right, here we go.
what?
Oh,
Careful now, because that's kind of a little fan servicey pose she does there.
Zoom in, please.
That is zoomed in. What are you looking at? That's zoomed out. That's zoomed in. Look at them. Look at those, like, freaking. She has long
At least she put
feet, bro.
like, she's trying to cover up the fungus this time with toenail
What size
polish.
is she? Like, damn. She's got really long hands. Though. Look at her fingers. Wow. She's like a little witch.
What? That's crazy. Okay. Well, welcome to the show, everybody. Happy Monday to you.
Can I take the feet away from my desktop, please?
No, as a matter of fact, I think it needs to be put on your desktop at all times. And
that's a way to start the day.
Yeah,
I'm
absolutely.
closing all these
You should
tabs
definitely
now.
make that a clip because Brie Larson's name travels.
Well, there you go. Yes, turn that into a clip, Blab, so we can all find out what's happening with that.
You need to inform the people, man.
Yeah, it's important. Yes, Side Scrollers learns about Brie Larson's feet. There we go.
And everyone shits on the Australians, but they're educated.
Title writes itself,
I agree, Blast. Make sure it's in the. Make sure we.
Yeah,
make a
I
little
got
clip
it.
there.
Brie Larson's feet.
Highlighted. There we go.
Yep.
All right. Well, look,
Bold.
it is Monday. We're off to a rip roaring start. We got Flash here. We got Logan here. I'd like to remind you guys we are live over at Rumble as well at rumble.com/sidescrollers. Make sure you follow us over there. You could have found out that Flash and Logan are going to be on the show if you followed us over on X at SideScrollerPod. You can also watch the show over there. We also have an Instagram account, don't we, Blabs?
We do, so follow us for memes and clips of the show. Otherwise, you know what? I'm going to post photos of Brie Larson's feet if you don't follow us.
Oh,
Okay. Maybe that's all we do over on Instagram.
It's a Brie Larson feet fan account.
Do you think she was wearing sandals in that picture with Jay?
You have to ask Jay.
You think that Jay was taking a picture of her and he had his phone up here trying to take photos of her?
Maybe.
Posting it on feetfinders.com for $5 a month.
wait, is that a thing?
Feetfinders.com is a thing.
I-
You have to pay
Blabs-
for a subscription.
Yeah, Blabs, how would you know,
Siri-
Blabs had a thing where she just posted pictures of her feet and she
It
got
was
followers.
3 photos, and it was part of a deal. And then I immediately deleted it.
Oh, does somebody own BrieLarsonsFeet.com? Because if not, I want to buy that domain.
Let's
I need
find
to buy
out.
it. Yeah, please. If somebody doesn't, I'll buy that right now during the show. It'll be good. We also have the if you don't want to see Brie Larson's feet, you can hear us talk about it. But the audio version of the show over on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, and of course you can find us over at SidescrollersPodcast.com, which redirects you to our locals page. Which next week we're looking at potentially doing a UHF watching party, my favorite movie ever, and Blabs and I both will be in on this, which Blabs has never seen. But we don't have a
I'm
date
questioning
yet.
if it's your favorite movie ever.
Yeah, it's like a top 5. Yes.
It looks like you can purchase that domain.
Okay, I will purchase
Wow.
BrieLarsonsFeet.com right now. As long as nobody watching the show beats me to it, which the GoDaddy's going to see an unnecessarily spike in BrieLarsonsFeet.com request and be like, what happened here? This is weird. But that would be really I think that'd be great. Just you go to that website and just a picture of her feet just staring at you the entire time. That'd be a great Wix website. But yes, so if you are new to this channel, make sure you guys hit the subscribe button. We're closing in on 100,000 subscribers, 87,000 normal men who just love common sense in the video game and entertainment space. It's wonderful. Let's do our best to get to 1,000 likes today. And of course, our goal of 25 memberships. Now, I will say this. I promised this last week, and I'm going to honor this. This week, we start the Ring of Fire. The Ring of Fire being this wonderful thing I got at Sam's Club
Oh, that thing.
Yes, this is a 16 count hot sauce challenge, starting at level 1 and making your way all the way around to level 16. Now, I have tried level 1 and I can handle level 1, although it was spicy. My daughter, my 12-year-old, we skipped around and she got to level 14 and she said, "Dad, don't do it. It's going to hurt you." So we will do this, the Ring of Fire, live on the show for every $100 direct donation. So we were previously singing. The karaoke club is now closed, but now we're opening up a hot sauce venue.
Is that going to be a new shirt? Side scrollers hot sauce?
Maybe.
So if somebody donates, let's say like $500, just theoretically, would you have to do 5 of those in a row?
Shut up, Blabs.
Which 5 though?
Yeah.
The hottest ones?
We're starting on one and working the way around. So the idea is let's see how many laps we can do on this Ring of Fire. So my wife is literally just came home and she's bringing me tortilla chips. So if somebody was to, and once again, I need to be clear. It needs to be a direct donation via the Streamlabs link. I don't want any super chats because YouTube's taking that 30%. All right. It's awesome and all, but we're going the real deal, baby. Okay.
I thought you were going to take shots of it.
No,
you're actually going to put it on a cracker.
Yeah, I'm put it on a chip. Yeah, absolutely, 100%. We're
How much for the shot?
I'm not doing shit.
$1,000. If somebody donates like $1,000, would you do a shot?
Last time I said I'd do something for $1,000. Guess what? Samantha donated $1,000.
Yeah, it was really hilarious.
Yeah, it was funny. She didn't even realize that she was screwing with us, but she did. So, anyways. With that said, hey, we're off to a rip-roaring start regardless. As Jerry came in as a member, that's 29 months right there. It says Clear Wall, have a great new season. That's right. Thank you, Jerry. Appreciate that. I was actually going to avoid putting things on the wall today because I still have a video to do afterwards, and I'll talk about that very, very shortly. But if you look on screen in the upper left corner of your screen, you'll see why with that wonderful URL up there. John says, "What's the best Ninja Turtles iteration, buddy?" Good question. That one right there.
The movie. The OG movie was still my favorite, even though I fell in love with the original cartoon. But the OG movie was the 1990 movie. I know all the words.
Books are the best iteration.
The original,
the originals,
Eastman and Laird. Those were really good, though. Those were really good. Well, the movie's based off of those, so loosely.
Awesome. Now you have your answer, John. Taki says Raphael did convert to Islam in 2001. Just saying. I don't know if that's accurate.
I don't think so.
Peter says, Craig, bring Jay on to explain this. I agree. We need to get Jay on to talk about this. Let's see if we can get him on tomorrow with Razor for a few minutes. That'd be great. Honey Badger came in with the $50 super chat. Says, new wall. I want to be first. Okay, Honey Badger, you get to be first, but I'm not going to put it up till later today. So I'll tell you, we do have, I don't have any reds. Otherwise, we would go red for Logan, but I do have some yellows. So we'll go yellow to start the wall, and we'll get Honey Badger up. Thank you so much, Honey Badger. You'll be first on the wall as soon as I add these to the wall after I record this video a little bit later on today. So thank you very much, Honey Badger. Really appreciate that. St. G came in, says her feet are disabled. Happy disabled awareness. That's right.
Situational disability.
That's right. We've learned all about that. This is International Normal Man Month as well. We've established that. And I and the Icarus says, we wanted to announce here first that the name of our next recrod is Brie Larson. Yeah, I think it's record. Recrod is Brie Larson's feet. All right. Hey, congratulations, guys. What a great title. And unfortunately, I will own the domain, so you need to buy it from me very shortly. So, but I'm sure we can negotiate that. Thank you very much. I am the Icarus for sure. The Real Yellow Flash also came in with the $50 direct donation. He said, for the low cost exploit of X20, $15 Subway gift card sent to my P.O. box in Russia, you can get a free Apple MacBook directly to you. Click the link here to find out. The deal only lasts for 1 hour, and whoever acts quickest. Hey, good for you, Flash. Way to get in the game. Good for you.
That reminds me of those accounts that they still have those around. They're like, go to the WhatsApp and you can get your free PlayStation.
Yep.
It's like, how do you think that that's me? Like, I
Yeah.
don't use these platforms.
Well, people don't know that. People just guess. I know. Well, thank you so much, The Real Yellow Flash, and appreciate your support, Flash. It's great. Even says, Blabs, Pixar didn't happen. Well, now we show him Brie Larson's feet again.
I don't want to. I closed the tab. It's gone.
Good for you. And Joey Bag of Donut says, Kotaku, Australia shut down? Oh, no. Anyway.
Yep.
We'll get to that in just a minute for sure. Dude says, on FNT last week, Gary called himself the greatest gamer on Rumble. Uh-oh. That's wrong. He says, I think you need to take him up on this challenge, Craig. Listen, Gary can talk all he wants, but we all know who the true video game master is. It's Flash. And Chaotic Symphony says, got you $1 with AI being the future of entertainment and so much more. I can't express how much all normal men need to go watch Cancel Cloco March 9th. X post about it on OpenAI's new. Okay, thank you, Chaotic Symphony. And Nerdstrack says, no more Brie feet pics, please. Thank you very much. And Shane says, Craig, you've now made us look at Brie's feet and also made us listen to that horrible laugh from the Disney swinger. I'm definitely starting to regret my decision to support this show.
Oh, that was...
Yeah, never again. Never again.
I wish I didn't watch that yesterday.
It was a rough one. Well, I'll tell you what. We appreciate y'all's support to start the show. Thank you very much. We got a Blake came in. B Barrett came in with the 2 over on Rumble. Says, I'm thinking of something orange. That's a reference to UHF. I look forward to more UHF references from you, B Barrett, throughout the week leading up to our UHF watch along. But look, we got a lot to talk about today. We have airplane craziness. We have Disney going insane, even more insane. We have the Huak Tuah girl news. We have so much to talk about, including Kotaku Australia shutting down, and even an us update on Dr. Disrespect. But Blabs, fill us in on today in video game history.
Well, so we were just talking about Brie Larson, so I figured we'd bring it back to Beauty and the Beast. That is now 30 years old, releasing back in 1994. We have Dark Angel Vampire Apocalypse, 23 years old, releasing back in 2001. And we have Battlefield 1943, releasing back in 2009. The end.
Wait a second. Did you tied that back into Beauty and the Beast from Brie Larson? Was she in Beauty and the Beast or something?
No, I was just comparing that her face isn't bad, but the beastly is her feet.
I see what
also,
you did
because
there.
Yellow Flash and all of us did the Disney tier ranking, so I figured it'd be a good day. Disney.
Okay. All right.
Circling back like Jen Psaki.
There we go.
Wow.
Well, thank you. Appreciate that. That's good. That's good. Good for you, Blabs. Way to bring the quality. Where are they? I want to see those games again. Let's see them one more time. Pull them up there, Blabs. Battlefield is on the same level as Disney's Beauty and the Beast. And
No,
Dark
it's not, but
Angel.
they've just released. Okay, so here's the thing. In the next week or so, there's not many game releases over the years. Like, this is kind of like a little dead zone, so take what you can get.
Yeah, it's true. The summer is a little dead zone for release. Well, but with that said, then let's move in. Let's add some movies and stuff. Movies are hot in the summer.
You want movies? Then we're going to have to do a separate thing. We're not going to combine games.
Why not? It's all entertainment.
No, it's going to be 3 separate things. It's going to be 1, 2, 3 games, and then 3 movies.
What? All right.
There is no ifs, ands, or buts. And listen, I'm going to go Shakespearean on your ass. More of your conversation would infect my brain. Huh? Pretty good, huh? I know.
Was that a Shakespearean quote or something?
Yes, from Coriolanus, Act 2, Scene 1.
What? Say it one more time. I'm sorry.
More of your conversation would infect my brain.
Oh, I see what you did there. That's funny.
A little insult.
Yeah. Okay. Really good.
I don't care.
All right. Let's get into it. It's time for my favorite segment, your favorite segment, everybody in the world's favorite segment. It's time for hard news. All right, speaking Shakespearean for you, Blabs. This was pulled up over the weekend, and Blabs said, "Sign me up."
Yeah.
Which is exciting, gentlemen. we're going to talk a little real fighting and fake fighting today, but this may be like we're talking, there's UFC fights that get you in the octagon. These guys fight are fist to fist to fist. Listen, this may be the best use of the octagon that I've seen. And I'm on board with this. Blab says sign her up. I'm saying, like, I would love to see you in an octagon doing this. Let's check this out. It is Armored MMA, which is Flash. Have you seen this?
No.
Okay, man.
they're just trying to come up with all kinds of wild shit, huh?
Hey, listen, this is hardcore at its best. Check this bad boy out here. Hold on.
Is that a fucking axe?
Awesome. Yeah, it's a full axe, but listen to what he says.
Touch tips.
Let's go. We're straight up touching tips right off the bat.
What if he hits him in the little pieces that aren't armored with that axe?
Well, you want to find out? Let's find out here, because that guy's swinging that axe. Here we go.
This is so cool.
I mean, he hit him in the head with his axe. Watch this axe hit right here, right there. Patink, boof, hit him in the head with an axe. Oh gosh.
He's like, oh shit, that hurt.
I will say this: he hit him so hard that he dropped his thing. I got to be honest. You drop your weapon in this, I think you're going for the kill here, right? Like, there's no referee.
That's legal.
I'm just saying. I think it's good. Yeah.
How would you win this?
I think you crack their skull with your axe. You know.
I think it's whoever drops their weapon or whoever is like, ouch.
Yeah, and as pointed out, the ref actually does have a weapon too. Yes, which is wonderful. Check this out. Area there. Oh my God!
Wow.
I'm kind of on board
I
with
love
what's
it.
with this.
I kind of like this.
Let's go to the medieval times.
I'd watch it.
I need to see. I want to see how this ends, though. How do you have to just give up? Because this could take a while. You're wearing all that armor.
In a second,
I literally have to just whoever's in too much pain.
Or is it a
wins.
knockdown? Or do they do it like if you hit the ground, you're done?
Well, you call it a fatality, and a dragon comes and eats the other guy. That's how it happens.
No. You take off with your steed and you run away.
Oh yes, but this is just like real life Dark Souls.
My favorite is the ending. Actually. Look at that.
Oh,
The other guy
Down he
sucks.
goes.
He's just getting pounded this whole match.
Well, one guy has a like, some sort of stick like Donatello. The other guy has a freaking axe. I'm just saying, like, it's pretty awesome.
He made a poor choice of weaponry.
I agree. So yeah, look at this guy the ref in the middle here. He's got his helmet on. That's pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie. And then like all fights, after you literally hit your friend with an axe, he comes up and he hugs you and he says, "Good fight." That's the way all things should happen. So armored MMA. Maybe we need to learn more about this, Blabs. I think this is something that we should definitely learn about and possibly sponsor, because I'm getting on board with this.
I told you. Sign
I like
me
it.
up.
Yeah. Well, you want to fight in this?
No.
Well,
God,
here's
no.
the thing. Part of me is like, this would be really fun, but also I'd rather just be the one with the signs. Maybe can I wear like a medieval dress and be like, yay, and then I'll just walk away.
The answer is yes. Absolutely.
I would watch it, but I'm
tiny
out
and I'd
on
be like,
actually
"Eh."
participating.
Yeah, I don't think anybody wants to get hit by an axe, Flash. That sounds like a horrible idea. But yes, I'm all
the
about
other guy
like,
should have had a mace. He would have won if he had a mace.
right. See, Logan's smart. He figures this out, man. Get that mace. That's what I'm talking about. And Elite Neil's right. We got to get Shad on to give a riveting armored MMA commentary. He's perfect for this. Shad from Shadiversary would be perfect for this. You're right, Elite Neo. And that'd be great. Hey, I am totally on board with that idea. All right, so we go from real fighting with axes and stuff to fake fighting and good stories, by the way, as kind of some interesting news in the world of entertainment over the weekend as John Cena announced he is retiring from the WWE in 2025 and that WrestleMania 41 will be his final WrestleMania. So this is kind of a big deal. I'm popping that. Thank you. Oh, the chips are here, guys. The chips have arrived.
How old is he now?
He's been around for a long
47?
time.
46, 47?
Yeah, he's been around for a long time, over 20 years. But he announced this at their pay-per-view over the weekend, and I saw this on
47.
Yeah,
He's up there.
Yeah. I mean, how many times can you really fall on your back? You know, that's really what it comes down to. And apparently, this is one thing that's been kind of interesting to see about WWE since the ownership change and Triple H kind of coming in, is they're very open about like this being storytelling. And, you know, Cena spoke at his press conference saying, hey, I brought this idea to Triple H and said, hey, this is how we can do it. And they, during his press conference, he talked specifically about how WrestleMania, 41 will not be his last match, and he's going to have, but it is his last WrestleMania, and he's going to be doing various events throughout the year. So, this is kind of like the last send off for John Cena. And I don't know, Logan, are you a wrestling guy?
Big wrestling guy, big time. Even around my desk, you guys can't see it, but I have a bunch of wrestling stuff.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on John Cena as a whole and his retirement?
To be honest, I've never cared about John Cena. He was one guy that everybody loved. Just people are going to have my head for this. That's how I felt about The Rock. I was a WCW guy. So I was NWO for life, and I didn't care. And I still don't care about John Cena.
I think he's more for the kids.
You're right. But I will say there is one wrestler I would love to see him as his final match or his WrestleMania match, and that's Joe Hendry. Oh, you don't tell me you guys don't believe in Joe Hendry. I know Joe Hendry,
but why?
Why
would you want John? Because you can't see him and he appears when you what's the logic behind that?
I guess you didn't watch the Chris Van Vliet episode with him with Joe Hendry. That's why. And there's a whole running thing there. But I was like, I really like Joe Hendry. And yeah. So I was a big TNA guy back in the day, then jumped to AEW. But now AEW kind of sucks. But let me not go into that rant. So
you're hardcore. Hardcore. All right, good stuff. Okay, so Flash, your thoughts on John Cena retiring? Because Cena,
he's not really going to retire. He'll still be around. None of them go away. The Rock is still doing shit.
Batista, he's done. He's been done.
Yeah, well, Cena has said he's done after 2025. Like he says his body can't handle it, and he's not going to do. But
he'll be back for something. He's just not going to do it all the time. It's all storytelling, just like you said.
Yeah.
And he's got to do a bunch of Hollywood stuff, so he can't come around. But I bet you he'll come back for something.
Well, he said he's going to do the Royal Rumble next year, the Elimination Chamber, and Monday Night Raw once it moves from USA to Netflix, which that's a pretty big deal. That's that multi-billion-dollar contract they signed, where Raw is going to be moving to Netflix, which is going to be a real interesting thing because
uncensored.
Yeah, well, yes, and uncensored. So when the crowd's going, holy shit, they don't have to censor it. So we'll see if they go to a more like PG-13 route, like we saw back in the day, or an Attitude Era. You can get away with a little bit more, but that's still, they still want to be advertiser friendly. So I don't think you're going to be seeing like barbed wire matches or anything like that. But
like the good old days.
The good old days. I'll tell you.
If AEW does it.
Well, AEW is also floundering.
Yeah.
Funny, it's a nice gimmick every once in a while to help sell the story, right? Like go back to the Attitude Era, right? The hardcore title, the gimmick behind the hardcore title was that you could have these hardcore match anytime, 24/7, all the time. And like that's awesome. That's great. But it was also like a laughing stock of a title, right? But it was always fun that you'd have this 2-minute match out of nowhere that it would kind of appear. But like the blood and the guts and all that stuff that goes along with wrestling, that's great as a punctuation to a storyline, right? Think about the Hell in the Cell with Undertaker and Foley, where he's tossed off the cage. Like that was built. The brutality of that is what made it so unique. Like, we're building to Hell in a Cell, right? But if it's just on like a random Monday Night Raw, it loses its appeal. There has to be some novelty to it. So, but it's an interesting story. John Cena, he's gone out of his way. You saw it from an entertainment perspective. Back when I think it was Fast and Furious was releasing, he said something and then he like apologized in Chinese, and people were like, "Oh, there's the meme of John Cena with the kind of the Chinese leadership and stuff." So, I think it is important because John Cena is this era's Hulk Hogan, and he had a really tough job of going from this ruthless aggression era through the PG era and being their main star. And whether you like John Cena or not, the point is that most people outside of Logan have an opinion on John Cena.
I have a big opinion on him. I just never thought he was that good. And I'm
he isn't. But that's why people hate him.
In the ring, on the mic, he's been like, I don't know, mediocre pushed to mediocrity. I don't know. He's just not good. But hey,
Blabs, what's your thoughts on John Cena? Sorry, I'm trying to eat a chicken nugget.
I don't know. I've never been able to see him.
Ha!
Listen, I got no thoughts on him except he doesn't know where Taiwan is.
That's true.
So, I feel like he can go kick rocks.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. The end. Speaking of Taiwan, let's go over to Asia for our next quick hit here. We always like talking about the insanity of the airlines industry. And this actually doesn't have a whole lot to do with like Boeing or anything. It just has to do with the craziness. Just to be clear, this has nothing to do with video games and entertainment. But Blaz wanted to talk about it. Blaz, fill us in on everything that's going on here with this story.
All right. So there was a lady who never flew before. So imagine how stressed out you are. You've never flown your adult life, young childhood life, never, right? And so she was looking for the bathroom. And somehow, instead of finding the bathroom, she accidentally opened the emergency door that led to the chute coming out. And I'm just like, how do you confuse the two? But it happened. And now she's got to pay like $28,000 in damages. Because obviously that's an emergency situation that you just pulled the trigger for.
Doesn't it say emergency exit on the handle?
Yeah. You would think so.
I mean, it's only been a few months since I've been on a plane, but my memory serves me correctly. It says emergency exit.
And like bright orange handle and everything. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know how she was able to do that. Maybe she really
says exit.
Maybe she really had the runs or something and she wasn't thinking. I don't know.
Yeah, she didn't want to use that plane bathroom for it.
Maybe.
I appreciate that there's this giant handle here that you have to put force behind this. You have to pull it all the way up. Mm-hmm. She's like, what? And there's a window also.
And nobody stopped her?
You're right.
I mean,
she got through flight attendants and all.
Well, the flight was obviously canceled. And it's like,
wow. So it wasn't in mid-flight?
No. This is before it took off.
Yeah, thank God. Or else it probably would have been worse for her, like thousands of dollars more.
Well, it says the plane had been emptied from the passengers and the flight was eventually canceled. The female passenger was in tears when she heard she had to pay for the damages. The cost of activating the plane's emergency door is roughly $28,000. Remember, I got a question. How does that cost $28,000? Because you open the door.
It's probably expensive.
Inflation.
Yeah, like literally inflation, but it's probably like I don't know. I feel like it's expensive to have all that stuff, come out for the emergency. They have to retest it, maybe kind of like an airbag. Once it's deployed, you gotta like redo it. I don't know, but also I don't know. I think it's just like a warning for others. If you do this, look what's gonna happen. Kind of like a don't mess with this unless it's real emergency.
I guess that makes sense. The idea of having to retest everything. I can't imagine the cost of that being up to $28,000 though. But
but this is also airlines where they charge you a fuck ton of money for like a little piece of plastic seat. So what is logical?
No, there's a tremendous lack of logic, which leads us into our next story as we go to Disney World, the place of lack of logic. Logan, you live in Florida.
Yes,
Disney's
I do.
Disney's a big part of your economy over there. What are your thoughts on Florida? Or, I'm sorry, Disney.
Well, if you guys have followed me on X, which most people don't because I'm not that active on there, I post something recently. Disney is evil. Even though I don't live too far and I even have annual passes. The whole thing, if we're talking about what I think we're talking about, because you guys sent it to me, of course they're going to say they hate Christians. And of course they're going to blame it on us. But hey, that's I prefer going to Universal these days. Let's just say that.
Well, get the better stuff.
Yeah,
we are. We're planning a trip to Universal for next year when they open up Epic Universe. But this in particular, we're not talking about the hate Christian thing. We're actually talking about the casting for the upcoming Little Mermaid show.
Oh, that one
that's coming. Have you heard about this, Flash?
Oh,
I just breezed over it when I was looking at the document before the stream started.
Well, they are allowing all men and women to apply to be men or women. If you are an actor, or even if you think you're a man, congratulations, you have the opportunity to play a man for their show. Here's the listing for the Voyage. This is the replacement show that was the Voyage of the Little Mermaid. They're searching for roles for Ariel and Eric, the two main leads of it. Ariel, obviously, the Little Mermaid herself. Eric, the prince. The calls for an audition in New York revealed that the casting is explicitly inclusive to transgender men and women. In the past, the listings would state man or woman without specifying whether or not the individual had to be, quote, cisgender, the slur that is. So you can see right here, we are casting full-time contracts.
I thought that would pay a little bit more than $736 a week.
Welcome to Disney.
That's kind of low considering all the work you have to do for those kind of shows.
Yes, 100%.
Men do everything better, including playing women.
That's the first. I don't think I've ever seen. I'm kind of surprised by that.
Yes. So, Blabs, maybe you should apply to be Eric. Yes, I think it's good.
Hi, everybody. My name is Eric, and I'm here to save you.
That's right. So here's the thing. It's a non-singing role, 18 to 30 years old, white man. You fit the bill, Blabs. You can be a transgender man if you want.
I'm surprised they let him be white.
Blabs, this is where you...
True.
You know, you're between 5'10" and 6', but here's the thing, Blabs. You can identify as 5'10" if you like.
Yeah.
Which would be great.
I'm actually 6 feet in my mind.
That's right.
You can't tell me that's fake because that's my truth.
That's right. Very good. And you're charismatic and fearless. And Prince Eric is a true romantic who never gives up on his heart's desire. See, that's perfect for you, Blabs.
I'm going to go play for Eric. Sign me up.
So there we go. And if any of you...
singing role, even better.
Wait, for Ariel, they want a white woman.
Correct.
That's interesting, too.
I don't think they know what a woman is.
But they don't.
Blabs, I do not fit this. I'm not 5'2" to 5'6", but I could identify.
Yes, you identify as mentally.
I can go up and go into the audition on my knees and start belting out. And you know, there's here's the thing. Once again, you got 18 to 30-year-old white or transgender woman, 5'2" to 5'3", a spirited, fun-loving yet curious little mermaid, a little mermaid princess who longs to be a part of the human world. There's actually a lot of similarities to what they're asking.
A lot of contradiction in that sentence.
Yes. Lyrical pop soprano with belt to see. That's, I'd have a hard time with that. But once again, who are they to deny me with that? Little Mermaid, a musical adventure, is set to debut this fall in the animation courtyard of Disney's Hollywood Studios. It'll feature the same songs as Little Voyage of the Little Mermaid, plus Kiss the Girl and Daughters of Triton. So it's going to be a puppet show. What? They're going to have some puppets. That's right. Okay.
It's not a puppet show.
Yeah.
I'm surprised they haven't changed it to Kiss the They Them.
Yes, you're right. I'm with you.
Kiss the ambiguous.
Kiss
the non-binary.
Only if she agrees.
Wow.
Yeah, well, there we go. I listen, if anybody wants to go out and become a Little Mermaid, hey, I encourage you to follow your heart, ladies and gentlemen. All right, speaking of following our heart, what's that?
Follow the fish.
Yeah, follow the fish right to New York, home of Crazy Town. Let's go to speaking of Crazy Town. This is what world are we living in? I mean, this girl. Remember Tuah girl 2 weeks ago? It's been like 2 weeks since Tuah girl sprang in, and we all laughed and were like, haha, it's funny, right? I think it's been what, 2 weeks since she first kind of popped up, right?
2-3 weeks.
2-3 weeks, yeah.
Has it been that long?
She saved Pride Month for June, so.
Yes, yeah, it's in the last couple months for sure.
Change it to Tuah month.
Well, she's Tuah rolling in it because she apparently is close to signing a deal. And this just shows so much about signing a deal for a reality show about her life.
Huh?
where the Tuah girl has said such an interesting life up to this point.
How old is she? How long is the show going to be? Like 2 episodes?
Right. She's like, this one night I decided to go out to a bar and I drank too much. Then this guy put a microphone in my face and I said, Tuah. And then I became really popular. The end. Like, there it is. So this is if at any point you thought that you couldn't have a reality show about your life, congratulations, you're wrong. You're wrong, because they can make a reality show about anything, which shows you the state of entertainment. And John, who has been on our show several times, the creator of RB and the Chief, wonderful writer, said this: I have nothing against this girl and thought the meme was funny, but this is such a predictably shallow maneuver on the part of some studio executive that will undoubtedly result in a massively underwhelming product, like in Family Guy, when the Griffins got a documentary. And they're right? Like,
Forgot about that episode.
What's that?
I forgot about that episode. I haven't watched Family Guy in a while.
Well,
all those reality shows are fake, though.
Oh, yeah.
So they're going to have a writer in there anyway, depending on how they, how much drama they inject into it for it to be successful or not.
She should have stuck with all the merch that she was
They're just
selling.
capitalizing on a internet sensation. What really matters is how quick they get it out the door.
I 1000% agree. Man, you're right. This is going to be a quick turn and burn. Get some cameras on her, sign a contract, and they're totally going to lowball her, right? As far as the cost associated with it, generally, people are paid like the first season. A lot of times, people are paid, and this is going to sound like a lot of money, but when you're dealing with like the amount of money that's going to be made off the show, it's not. They'll get paid like $5,000 to $10,000 an episode, right? And really, all they're doing is being paid $5,000 to $10,000 to live their life, and everything takes place over the course of 2 weeks. So it'll be like a 10 episode deal, and they'll be like, "Congratulations, you made $50,000," and that's a ton of money, right? But that's an incredibly low amount of money when it comes to television. But she's going to eat it up, and once again, it just goes back to anybody can have a show about them. Like there's interesting things about everybody's life. But what's interesting about the Tuah girl? Nothing. And I actually think this is a really poor move on her part, because people are going to turn on her really quick. And
might be a brat in real life or something, or on the show. And like, you're not as wholesome or as funny as we thought you were.
Well, she did turn down money from Playboy, and she said she's not going to do an OnlyFans.
Good.
How long until she falls to obscurity? Like when she just falls out of it, everyone's gonna be like, "Oh wait, I remember her." It's meme culture.
I don't know, because I thought I found her on Instagram, but it turns out that was a fake. But now there's an actual real one, and she's got 252,000 followers right now on Instagram. So she may still be relevant on social media for a while.
Sorry, I was eating a nugget.
Yeah.
I said it really depends on if she's interesting or not. She's funny.
Right.
Yeah, I
don't
she's
know.
like classy, I think.
I like that she's turning down Playboy and shit, but she could pick that up though.
Yeah.
You never know.
Like she's posting pictures of herself with a horse. Just everything seems fun. Nothing scandalous on her Instagram and all that. So
hopefully she stays that way.
Yeah.
Right. And there's two ways to look at this, right? She can come off very, very traditional, like Southern, this Southern belle-ish, or, it's all fake, and the personality that you've seen so far turns into be just a horrible thing. And like I said, the internet turns on her. But the point is that she's going to be rich and she'll be a millionaire, and everyone else is working. I said this. I saw this this wonderful comment down on this. It was something along the lines of like, she'll be rich. She's going to be a millionaire while everyone else is working till they're 70. And for what? For what? Right. And here it is right here. This says she's going to be a millionaire for a meme and you're going to be working till you're 70. Think about that for a second. And they're not wrong. They're not wrong. So,
I mean, good for her, but on the other hand, it's like, we suck.
Congratulations, Normie. All you need to do is talk about spitting on a wee and you're in good shape. All right, let's go to our next story here. Let's go back to video games. As Assassin's
Creed
games. Yeah, video games are fun. Assassin's Creed Shadow has been shrouded in controversy since it was initially released. There's been all the talk about, obviously the Black Samurai, and you got this guy walking around and he's killing Asians. Then you got the hip hop beat and everything associated with this. Now, we did not talk about it on the show, but there was another level of this controversy where Assassin's Creed Shadows and Ubisoft Japan had actually used some assets from an existing group in Japan. It is the Sekigahara Battlefield Hospitality Unit, and they used their logo in the game without permission. And it was called out on X. And sure enough, Ubisoft Japan has actually made a statement about that. And after being called out about it, and has said, as it was translated, says, we've received notice that 2 pieces of concept art previously released for Assassin's Creed Shadow use the flag of this unit or this union without permission. The group was given the opportunity to apologize, and it was accepted. So I guess they apologized to him. The art in question, I'm guessing that's a little bit of a
only because they got busted.
Right. The art in question will not be used in distribution any further beyond this date, except for being included in the art book in the collector's edition. We deeply apologize for this matter. This is not the first time that things have been stolen along the way. And what happened to Logan? Where did he go? Where did Blabs go? Hold on. There we are. There we go. There you go. Logan's back. This is not the first or last time that things have been stolen along the way when it comes to assets and just kind of. But do you think that this sets a precedent, Logan, for obviously Ubisoft Japan has said, "Whoa, we didn't know," or "Hey, we're sorry." I don't know. What are your thoughts on the story as a whole? Just fire away.
Okay, if we step back a little bit, because I've also I have a degree in animation. I've worked in some animating for games and stuff like that, for indie stuff. But I can say trying to look for textures and just slapping them on without research is a terrible thing. And I've known people to do it, and they go, "Hey, you took that from something else." Hey, back in the day when I was in college, I did the same thing. I took stuff from Shenmue and slapped it on, and no one noticed it until I put it up on the internet. So, but just talking about that, it takes 2 minutes to search what textures you're pulling up. Now, I honestly think they just did it just because they didn't give it. They didn't care. And who knows? Maybe they wanted people to talk about it. Maybe they wanted to piss off the Japanese culture. I don't know, because this game sure is doing that. So.
Oh yeah, they're mad over there.
Oh yeah, Grum's been posting about it like there's no tomorrow.
Right. All right. Well, I mean, it's interesting for sure. And I still think this game is dead on arrival.
Yeah.
I don't think it has any chance on being a blockbuster or possibly maybe even making money back. But I guess we'll see. We'll see when it's released here later this year. Yeah, I believe it's coming out. That's how far it's not on my radar. But yeah. All right, let's move on. Flash, you wanted to pull this up. This just hold on. Allow me to use this new graphic we have. Let's go. Yeah. All right.
Nice.
We have Agatha all along. A new trailer for a series releasing September 18th on Disney Plus. We will probably get flagged for copyright.
That nobody asked for.
But it's okay.
No, Disney's pretty good on this. They don't. I got to give them props on that. They usually don't copy strike people or anything. It's Warner's the worst, hands down. They'll get you for 2 seconds of something, but Disney usually leaves you alone.
Okay. Well, then let's check this out. Flash, who is Agatha? Because as somebody who is not deep in the lore of comic books, I have no idea who this is.
Yeah, she was the Avengers fucking nanny. Stupid character that nobody wants to see a show of, but here we are. Imagine we're getting an Agatha show before we even see Doctor Doom.
Wait, I'm sorry. They're doing a show about the Avengers nanny?
Well, she wasn't in. So she was in WandaVision in the MCU. She was the antagonist. But in the comics, she was like the Avengers nanny. It was like a nobody character. She's like, I don't even think she's been around for a long time. But they pulled her in for the show, and now they're giving her own show. Probably because that song went viral for a minute. Wow, people like the song. Let's give her a show.
Sounds familiar. She said she was going to spit on a wee. Let's give her a show.
Nobody cares about this. All the shit that Marvel's been doing, it makes no sense. So
I have Wikipedia pulled up, and I'm sure this will be changed as well. It says Agatha Harkness is a character appearing in the American comic books published by Marvel Comics, created by Stan Lee and Jack Kirby. The character first appeared in Fantastic Four 94. Agatha Harkness is a powerful witch and one of the original witches from the Salem witch trials. The character debuted as the governess of Franklin Richards and as an ally of the Fantastic Four. She trained the Scarlet Witch / Wanda Maximoff in the art of magic. She is the mother of the supervillain Nicholas Scratch. Agatha Harkness has also been a member of the Daughters of Liberty. Initially an elderly woman, she managed to become young again and increase her strength. So there we go.
She was Franklin Richards' nanny.
Okay.
So when did she train Wanda?
Yeah, I don't remember that, but
neither do I.
I don't remember her really at all in anything. I know she was around, but admittedly, I'm not a big Fantastic Four guy either. Yeah. So
okay, so I'm going into this totally blind on this. I have no idea who this is. I honestly don't know why I would be interested in watching this. But let's go into this with a positive mindset and see what's going on. Has anybody seen this?
No.
Okay.
No,
at any point, you tell me to stop at any point. Okay. Here we go.
Stop. No.
Way to go, Logan.
Another beautiful day.
Surprised to see you out here, Detective. Jane Doe. Found her down here by the water.
Cause?
Blunt force trauma.
What happened to you? I have a lead in the case, but can't shake this feeling I'm seeing it wrong.
Is this really how you see yourself?
That witch is gone, leaving you trapped in her distorted spell. Claw your way out. I miss the glory days. She took every bit of power I had, but I can beat that witch again. Well, the gang's all here. Let's hit the road.
Oh, the MCU is back. Yes. Look at all those strong female characters, and they got one little piss boy. There he is.
I was going to say, who's
that
this for? But there
non-binary?
you go.
Oh, he's definitely non-binary.
A little twink boy for them to whip.
Yep. Wow. Okay, in a row. Let's see. We have yes,
strong black woman.
Well, yeah, we had four. Well,
strong Asian woman.
Wait, wasn't that the mom from That 70s Show?
It is.
Yeah.
In the WandaVision show, she was one of the
wow.
people.
Yeah, I never watched it.
Okay.
It sucks. You're not missing anything.
Let's continue.
Black girl magic.
I'm gonna walk the witch's road. The road is a death wish. Join me.
Who's the actor who plays the lead on this? What's her name?
Catherine something, right?
Was she originally in Saturday Night Live? She's been in a bunch.
She's in a lot of stuff. She's actually a great actress, which is just sad she's in this.
Well, she's getting I'm sure a fat check, so I don't blame her.
JFL's right. We need more female representation. It's about time.
Definitely one thing that Marvel's lacking right now, for sure.
Yeah, really? Chat says Catherine Han, something like that. Yeah.
Okay. All right, let's see how this finishes up here. Look at these.
Why?
You say why? Because we can't stop reacting to it with 40 seconds to go. We gotta do
That's a lot of time.
Listen, grin and bear it. Let's go, Logan.
What witch in her right mind would join Agatha Harkness's coven? Not looking for right.
Gay. Oh, he's gay.
Oh man, is he gay? Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Wow.
As it happens.
Sweetheart, you okay? Oh my God! Whoa, what's she doing? Where's she going?
Oh, he's a giant pussy too. Perfect. So the one guy in there, he's gay and he's a fucking pussy. That sums up the MCU.
Yeah,
as a whole.
Legit question. After this intro, where you see this man, is there another?
That's the only dude.
Yes. Is there another man in this besides?
So he's probably an illusion. So she in WandaVision, like Wanda, it's funny because Wanda pretty much enslaves a town, and then of course they let it go because she was grieving. So her magical children got eliminated, so that erases all of the awful things that she did. But Agatha was a witch and was messing with her, and she ends up beating her at the end, and then like erases her memories and traps her in an illusion or something. So all those police officers are probably fake. So he's probably not going to be anything past.
I was going to say he's the only man in the trailer.
Yeah,
I mean this is,
and he's not even real.
Her illusion is like a manless world.
Wow, like yeah, this is like who is this for? Legit, like who is this for?
Shippers on Twitter.
Are they really trying to make something that's worse than the Acolyte? I mean, less viewers? Is that what they're aiming for? To get less viewers?
They're trying to make her, so she's the villain from what I understand. They're trying to make her pitied and gain sympathy. Of course they are. It's basically what they've been doing since Maleficent came out. Now, I actually enjoyed Maleficent, but all the other ones are trash. So it's a no for me. I haven't seen anything since
God forbid you be a good guy these days.
And the Falcon, whatever the hell that shit show was. That's
all the shows have been.
I have not watched a single MCU show. You're
not missing anything.
Now, after I heard what they did with Falcon Winter Soldier, I'm like,
that was awful.
Hard pass. Then haven't watched anything since. Loki, none of it.
I see some people saying like Jake John says, it's for a 40-year-old wine cat moms. I know a lot of moms. Now, they're not cat moms, but I can't imagine any like mom really stopping down to watch this. This now we're talking about real moms with actual kids, not cat kids. But I can't imagine really at all like anybody stopping down to watch this. Like this is a legit question. Who is this for? Who actually?
I don't even think Marvel knows anymore.
You know what's really funny? You're asking me who is this for, and I open up Twitter, and to keep it on Disney, Star Wars just tweeted this out, And like, this is the photo they used. Who is this for?
Well, we know where Star Wars wants to go. They want that Twilight audience, shippers, young girls. That's what they are trying desperately to turn Star Wars into, and it doesn't work. If you, I forget the name of the I think it was Parrot Analytics did a survey, and no women are watching any of this Star Wars shit. They're watching like, what was I forget, one of the top shows they were watching was Agent Carter. Like, women actually really dig that Agent Carter show. And then there was one other one.
First season of Agent Carter. It was great. It was fantastic. It had all the right feels. But then season 2 of Agent Carter was actually, in my opinion, shit, because it was like a love triangle. And I'm like, I'm not about that. That's some Twilight crap. And I didn't enjoy it. And
well, they didn't show if there was a distinction between 1 and 2. But
was that the one that was on ABC?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but there was also Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. and I watched
that. I watched.
That was, I wasn't impressed.
That I watched.
Agent Carter, though, they
Agent
loved.
Shield.
But
yeah,
she's pretty, and she, you know, like,
she's a boss.
Women want to see that too.
Feminine. Yeah.
So nobody. This isn't even for the Twilight crowd. I don't know who this Agatha show is for. I think Disney was too far along to cancel it.
Why didn't they do the whole Batwoman thing with it and just write it off?
Oh yeah, all the tax money saved.
But to put this in, so think about this. So you've got Deadpool and Wolverine coming out, which is going to be big.
I'm actually going to see that one.
The next piece of Marvel content after that is this Agatha show.
Right.
Right. You're going to crash right back down to reality if you're a Marvel fan. Because a lot of people are going to walk out of the theater saying, Marvel's back, yeah. And then they're going to watch Agatha and be extremely disappointed.
Well, there's always Venom 3.
No.
Yeah.
I'm glad I'm not the only one that realized when I saw that trailer. I'm like, okay.
I mean, just that's really all you need. That's all, that's all you need to see.
That's perfect. If that's the perfect like little gif for modern Marvel right there, that dude.
Harkness's coven.
Not looking for right-minded witches as it happens.
There we go.
Wait, what's that supposed to mean, right-minded?
I don't know. I don't know.
Biden voters?
Well, that's coming. 2 episodes. They're dropping 2 episodes in the middle of September.
Yeah, that's because that means that they can't even just drop 1 episode to keep people engaged. They need 2 of them. They need all that extra time to actually get people interested.
I'm surprised they're not doing an Echo and dropping them all.
That is,
yeah, but Echo was on Hulu, right? Because of its quote unquote violence.
It was on Hulu and it was still on Disney Plus too. They put it on
I
both
forgot about
platforms.
that show. I heard that was terrible.
It was dog shit.
I think I actually saw that in your video.
Echo's the same as this show. Who the fuck, out of all the characters Marvel has that they have not put into a live action show, nobody wanted Echo either. They just keep grabbing these characters that nobody wants. I don't know what they're doing. I don't know what they're thinking. We've all been trying to figure it out for years.
Right. Here's the thing. I'm clearly not their audience. Clearly not their audience for this. Because I, number one, have no idea who Agatha is. Right. Number two, like, so let's workshop this a little bit. Okay. So when they were conceptualizing this show, they're like, look, we want to make a show about this Agatha character. Right. And they go, okay, great. Who's it for? What's the demographic for? Well, it's not for the father at home who has spending power, right? It's not for them. It's not for the mom. It's for the uber nerds and the uber nerd who's uber into this series, right? Who loves Fantastic Four, who knows all these niche characters. Because up until right now, I've never heard of this character ever, right? So it's for them. But here's the thing. You have to love an all-female cast, a diverse female cast, and a gay guy. You got to love that. So really, like, you're looking at this funnel being slowly dwindled down to pretty much, like, and like I said, whatever. If you want to have a diverse cast, go ahead, as long as it's good, right? As long as it's great. But I don't I don't know how to answer that question. That's the thing. Who is this for? And nobody knows. Nobody knows.
That's not a diverse cast. It's all women.
Well, you're right. You're definitely right about that. Yeah,
and
you're definitely right about that.
I'm like, even for the uber nerd, it's who is a big enough fan of the nanny of the Fantastic Four? Even if you are a massive Fantastic Four fan, who's going to say, I'm that big of a fan that I need to have a show based on the nanny?
Nobody knows. I mean, we got America Chavez. That character, for some reason, she's not even that old, but she's been around for like 15 years, I think.
Well,
showed up in some Young Avengers comic, and they're like, "Oh, yeah, we got to make
wasn't
her
that
the
Marvel
co-star."
Now?
I
Didn't
think
she show up in
popped
Marvel
around
Now?
there. Yeah,
that was a terrible era.
The female Hawkeye is already out there. I don't get who runs. Like, I don't get what they're doing.
Who knows? Well, you are not the audience. You're not the audience.
Nobody's the audience.
Yes. Well, I guess we'll see.
Fran Drescher. See what you did there.
They don't. All right. And hey, this person's extremely excited. Give it up for this person over on X. Mana Natini over here, tweeting through life. They are stoked for this right here. Yes.
Surprised there's no flags in the bio. I really am. For real.
There's your audience. Manon Natini. Oh, by the way, this is a dude, by the way.
Are you
That's
sure?
good. Yeah, I don't know.
You misgendered him. You guys are all awful human beings.
Correct. Let's move on.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right.
Probably a bot.
Probably. All right. So over the weekend, and Flash, I need to pull up your tweet about this. This is kind of funny. Dr. Disrespect has been slowly removed from everything he's possibly been associated with. He had all of his sponsors dropped over the last 2 weeks. And once again, we're still working off of, like, there's been a lot of things that have been said, things that he said, but there's still a lot of gray area in here, right? Rogue Company was a game that had a Dr. Disrespect skin in it until this weekend. And this is a game that hasn't received an update since October of 2023 until July 7th, 2024. So it's been almost 9 months since Rogue Company saw an update. But Rogue Company has come back just to remove Dr. Disrespect from their game. And
I don't think anybody would have noticed.
Yes, absolutely. Kind of the virtue signaling side of things. They saw Turtle Beach remove Dr. Disrespect. We saw him removed from Midnight Society, and ultimately that game will be dead. And anyway, so they went in and this is the crazy thing about it. It was a $40 skin.
That's crazy.
$40.
Doesn't that cost more than a game?
That's a great question. I don't know.
I've never even heard of the game.
Yeah. So they came out and they removed the Dr. Disrespect skins, but many people were asking for refunds. They're like, hey man, like, if you're going to remove this, I paid $40 for this. You can't just remove this from the game. And Rogue Company was like, oh, well, you're probably right. So they came out and tweeted, well, we have disabled Dr. Disrespect content previously available in the game. We'll provide full Rogue Buck refunds to any impacted account this week.
Oh, so, in-store credit.
Bingo.
That's so shitty.
Give me my $40 back, motherfucker. I don't even play your old game anymore.
Right. And that's been the response here. That's been the response here.
That's a good one.
Yes, along the way. It says, what are my $40? I have no need for Rogue Bucks when you guys haven't updated the game in over a year. Right. So they're trying to keep them on. But this is a continuous thing. Now, it's amazing to see how somebody like Dr. Disrespect is, the reputation over the last couple of weeks has been tarnished. But then you see companies that are associated with him. Like, I don't know how a company can look worse than Dr. Disrespect, except for what Rogue Company has just done. The idea that we're not going to give you back your money, we're going to give you back credit that you can use on items that don't cost us anything on a game that we haven't updated at all. Y'all's thoughts on this, Flash?
Did you get the money back?
Agreed. Logan?
Well, the only thing I can think of is maybe if they're like, hey, if we give it back in Rogue Bucks, maybe they'll reinvest into the gaming economy and get more players playing again, just so they feel like they've gotten their money worth. I don't know. That's the only thing I can think of.
Labs, you got anything on that?
No, I think it's a scam. Nobody plays this game anymore anyway, so they've been really irrelevant, and all of a sudden now they're like, we're removing the skin that nobody plays. Haha, we got you. It's stupid.
It's almost like they thought that this could maybe drum up interest in the game again or something.
Yeah, I think so.
I press
think
X to doubt, though.
Because who the fuck cared about this game having a Dr. Disrespect skin in it?
Right.
I don't even remember when it came out.
I never heard of it.
Yeah, I've seen it. I
they
just
removed it.
Never cared to play it.
Well, it's funny. I'm curious how it was called. Rogue Elements. Is that what it's called?
Company.
Rogue Company. I don't like it. Yeah. Wow. Rogue.
Sounds
Company.
like some kind of free-to-play game or some shit.
It was.
Yep.
Okay.
That makes sense.
I'm curious. I'm curious what the player base looks like right now. So I'm doing a little digging on Rogue Company right now over on Steam charts. Has 467 players right now.
Is that more
Suicide
than
Squad
Kill the
numbers.
Justice League? Yeah.
Yes.
It came out in 2020.
Yes. So there you go. 467 players. Let's just take a quick glance at where it was. Yeah, it's definitely seen a drop off since the start of the year when they started tracking all this stuff. So there you go. I mean, it's been in steady decline after the initial pop of the release. So this is probably when they added the Dr. Disrespect stuff. But once again, a $40 skin. My gosh, that's crazy. Wow, that is nuts. All right, well,
if you do a comparison, so like when they removed Nick Merckx' skin from COD, you were still able to play it. You just weren't able to buy it again. So that's a bit of an interesting comparison there.
Right, that makes sense. Yeah, it is a good comparison. Blabs, thank you for that. Well, if you do have Rogue Company and you did buy the Dr. Disrespect skin, you can use that $40 in V-Bucks that they have. Their in-store currency. Congratulations. All right, let's go to our lead story today, which from the headline, ladies and gentlemen, it has started. It has begun. The downfall of games media is starting to slip out of the access media's grasp. And I like to use the term access media because that's really all this is the reason why these outlets exist is to have access to things, access to games early, access to live events. Access is the key to all this, right? We could call them legacy, we could call them old school, whatever. But the blog, the video game blog, is obsolete at this point. People's news is gathered through social media, through YouTube. And the blog itself as a standalone venture is dead. And that is where we find Kotaku Australia as Kotaku Australia, which, by the way, is a licensed arm of the Kotaku brand here in the States. So there's Kotaku.com and there's Kotaku Australia. They are no longer going to be around, Kotaku Australia, after the parent company, Pedestrian Group, announced a restructure of things. So pretty much Vice, Gizmodo, Refinery 2029, which I had not heard of. Kotaku and Lifehacker brands, which were licensed, are no longer going to exist, as it's once again a cost-cutting thing. Says we made the tough decision to focus on our wholly owned pedestrian brands, where we control the strategy, the content, the product, the sales, and the outcome, the entire business. This will have an impact on roles within the company, and I appreciate the uncertainty this change creates. So we will be in contact immediately with those people. So this is going to affect lots of people over at Kotaku Australia, which, by the way, is a small team. The managing editor, Dave Smith, says it's been one of the great joys of my life to wake up every day and run a site I love with all my heart. We were the second highest read site in the group after Pedestrian TV, and we still had so much we wanted to do. The plans I had were just getting started, alas. So there we go. Another one bites the dust in the video game vlogosphere. Once again, this to be clear, this is just a licensing. Where did he go? This is a licensing play that pretty much went awry. And this is one of those things. It's kind of interesting to see as Grum's put this together. Grum's has kind of become this consolidator of everything, which is very, very convenient for folks like us talking about this. But Kotaku Australia, what's interesting about this is that a lot of the archive content that was on the original Kotaku website is only found on the Kotaku Australia website. So Kotaku may lose most of their archive content and like all these images from as early as 5 years ago, due to the closing of Australia. As Luke Plunkett, who used to work there, he said that Kotaku Australia was the only place where articles were stored, and for some reason, many images, which that doesn't make any sense. And on the surface, you say, like, why does that matter? Well, here's why it matters. Because all of those websites, all of those articles, that all drives search engine optimization. So if all that archive content goes away, so does all that search engine optimization for Kotaku.com. If those are so it makes your ability to be found considerably harder. I went through this personally back in the Screw Attack days, where I made the idiotic decision between different versions of the site to more or less wipe the site clean, start it from scratch, and it destroyed our search engine optimization. So this could have an effect on Kotaku.com as far as discoverability, which from a website perspective that's already struggling is very, very hard. So that's just kind of a different perspective on all this stuff. And you may be asking yourself, like, hey, what is Kotaku.com? What do those writers have to say about this? Well, they are sending out their solidarity, as Alyssa Mercante has come out and said, sending solidarity and love to the amazing writers at Kotaku Australia and all the other sites affected. You are all stars and deserve better. Capitalism is cruel. Your work remains always.
It is pretty cruel to useless people, that's for sure.
Yeah.
I'll say this statement is fascinating because capitalism is the only reason why these people have jobs to begin with.
Well, she wants to be the state's gaming website.
Right. But that's more or less what they're doing, right? That's what they are. They are a propagandist arm when it comes to this stuff. They are more or less a Xerox copier of bullet points given to them by developers and publishers who want to go out and deliver their message, right? And that's where this whole thing starts and stops with. They continue, or she continues, says, the internet and the rats infesting it are even crueler. But a reminder, cheering for good people losing their jobs while men get rich off their labor is morally bankrupt. Okay. And by the way, I hate that I even have to say this, but let's stop the reactionary ride before it gains steam. We are not affiliated with Kotaku Australia. We don't share anything except the love for games and good reporting.
That's not true.
Sorry,
you share the brand name, and the brand is weak. Therefore, the Australian side piece that you have is going under because your brand as a whole is weak and a joke.
Good reporting.
Well, and the idea that losing the job while men get rich off their labor, and this whole idea of like capitalism, right? Like we're talking about somebody who wouldn't have a job without capitalism, and they continue on with the more tweets. It says, you have no idea what journalism is. Your websites look like they're from 2001. They're riddled with typos. You use yourself as a source for quote stories, which is by the way, which is exactly the game plan that these websites do. They source each other.
They do.
Yes.
All the time.
Yeah, and you talked about that.
And that's not just gaming. That's all of Access Media. Because like one of them will write an article and then they'll cite that article and write their own article. It's just them citing each other all the time. That's like half of the sources in most of the mainstream articles. They come from other mainstream articles.
Continued here, said, you have an internet connection and webcam and you think you have something worthy to say. You don't. we could set up my Nana with a Razer Kaio in her home, and she'd make more coherent shit. It's a shame that private equity and Google have gutted legacy media sites with the stupidest, cruelest people in the world are rushing in to fill the gaps.
That's projection right there.
Yeah. Oh my God, is it projection? 1000%. And I think that's the biggest thing with this whole thing is when it comes to private equity was keeping Kotaku, is keeping Kotaku afloat right now. That's the only reason why she has a job right now. And the fact that she and other journalists or bloggers for Kotaku can't see that is fascinating. Private equity gave them a leash to move away from writing journals, writing guides, to giving them an extra couple month leash to kind of figure it out, which they have not.
Somebody in the chat says, I ruined my website, but it's men's fault.
Right.
That's from Biz Razorback. That's true. It's totally true. She's blaming men for it. Didn't she in that one tweet blame men?
Yes. Yeah. The tweet earlier. Yes, of course. And doesn't it always go back to that? Always. Yes, capitalism is cruel. And we have, while men get richer, off the labor, morally bankrupt. What is morally bankrupt about providing somebody with income to do their job? That's the thing I just never understood about this. The idea that, with capitalism as a whole. Here's the thing about capitalism. Capitalism removes the weak. It removes the weak. So if you're good and you can swim, you'll swim. The cream rises to the top with capitalism. And that's the one thing that they don't understand. And yes, naturally, people will employ you. Like I encourage her to go out and try to find a job doing what she does on her own website without the safety net of a paycheck. That's the thing that is totally lost in this conversation, is that capitalism involves risks, going out and trying things. So the people who are taking that risk and employing people should be rewarded for that risk. It is not risky to have a day-to-day 9-to-5 job. The people who took risks are the ones who should ultimately be rewarded for that risk, for that investment, for them taking the time of working 80-hour weeks to start up a company, investing their own money. They're the people who should see it on the backside, which I just don't understand how you can argue against that. But that's just me. Maybe I'm just totally off my rocker here, but it seems to be a pretty good system. And I don't know. What are y'all's thoughts on that? Logan, you got anything?
Well, as someone who owns their own business, it only makes sense, everything you just said. So when people complain about it, it's people who don't want to work and they just want to literally sit on their ass and get paid to do nothing, which bothers the living snot out of me. Because as someone who's had to work, their entire life to get what they had, it makes it so much better to look at, just look at the junk behind me. That stuff is awesome, but I worked for it. So whether it's working that 9-to-5 or starting my own business or something. So when people do that, it just makes me go. So, but hey, I don't expect anything less from a Kotaku contributor.
Flash, you got anything on this?
Well, this is bound to happen. I mean, there was a time when these people used to speak for us, and at some point they switched to caring more about being corporate mouthpieces than catering to the people that keep them going. So naturally, they flock to people that did represent them, and that's why you see all these YouTubers and everybody. Like, you have some outlets like, what's the one that Colin does? Sacred Symbols. There's other outlets that people can go to for game talk instead of having to hear how bad they are and how much capitalism stinks and butt plugs with Animal Crossing games and the best way to get the best vibration in your ass. Like, they did this to themselves, and now they're mad that, chickens are coming home to roost on them. And
the irony of what you just said, Flash, is not lost on me, as Emily Spindler is the Australian version of Alyssa Mercante. She is no longer employed, but she had this to say. She says,
look at that hair.
here's her bio: journalist, gamer, gremlin, she, her, with a flag.
Glad you put that there. I couldn't tell.
Yes. I also want it to be known that the last yarn published by me to the site is about me theorizing that 2 Nintendo characters explored each other's bodies. What a send-off.
What?
Who wants to fucking read that? Nobody. Except me. I didn't see that article, and I would have made a video on it.
I'm curious about this article. I want to find it. Let's read it.
Oh.
All right. Let's check it out. Let's see if we can find it. This is
maybe it's Donkey Kong and Mario.
Oh no.
Of course it is.
Don't put that picture in my head.
Let me see if I can find it real quick. These are really important. This is important stuff.
I found it.
Oh, good. Pop it in there, Blab.
Yep, I'm sharing. Here we go.
Pull it up,
Making
Blab.
sure everything's good to go. Yes, we can pull it up. Okay. So this is, I think, Nintendogs, Ted and Archie explored each other's bodies. By Emily Splendor, published 3 days ago, July 5th.
Hard-hitting journalism right there.
Mm-hmm.
How long is this article, Blabs?
Too long.
That long. Too long.
Okay.
We can sum it up by they had sex in her mind. Yeah.
Archie and Ted.
Nintendogs.
From
give
Deep
us a
Lore, the
read.
2005 Pet Simulator. Wow.
Yeah, give us a read of the first paragraph here. Let's just get to the mindset of this. This is the hard-hitting journalism that Australians are losing.
Mm-hmm. In a world of situationships and ghosting, there's one relationship that will remain a guiding star for kids of the 2000s. If you tried to guess who I'm talking about, you probably heard an extremely incorrect buzzer noise. I'm talking about the Nintendogs, dog show commentators, Archie and Ted. Don't ask me how I know, but I strongly believe these two unassuming dudes explored each other's bodies in the deep lore of the 2005 Pet Simulator, and I won't be convinced otherwise.
Deep lore. It's a dog game.
I'm invested. Let's keep going. If you're behind the pack on what in God's name I'm talking about, let me bring you up to speed. I'm diving beyond the tip of the Nintendogs deep lore iceberg, the Nintendo DS classic behind many a Christmas Day family argument. Real ones remember being scolded for shouting your dog's name into the DS like 50 times on a long trip to see your extended family. I never played this game, so no. In the game, you can...
Wait.
I was still reading, you dickhead. Anyway.
Sorry, Blabs.
I bet she knows all about getting ghosted, though.
I can't, Blabs. I'm sorry. I can't. There we go. But that's the last piece.
The last sentence.
Who plays a wholesome game like Nintendogs and starts thinking about the two characters having gay sex?
Wait, I'm still not over what's a situationship? I mean, what the... Huh?
The last sentence of this article is, "You're welcome," or "I'm so sorry." Okay.
I'm so sorry that you're out of a job.
Not me.
So this article was originally published March 12th, 2024, and it has since been updated. Interesting.
Oh, well, that's good.
What? What are you updating it with?
Still boning each other, right? Like, what are you?
Day 30 of thinking these two explore each other's bodies.
Oh my God.
Someone needs help.
Yeah, they do.
Someone needs Jesus. That's what I'm saying.
Jesus. All right. Well, look, that is a wonderful tie-in to an announcement that I actually have to make today. If you recall, several months ago, I announced Take Games Back. I announced that at takegamesback.com. You know what? As a matter of fact, let me just go and play this for you. It's 2 minutes and 20 seconds. I announced this back then, and God dang it, it's more relevant now than ever. Here, let me just play this video. If there's one thing that's become painfully clear over the last couple weeks, it's that the people who work in this industry and write about this industry that you love hate you. It's one big club, and you are not in it. In fact, did you know that the Game Awards are voted on by those exact same people? I mean, look at this list. It's IGN and Polygon and Variety, for God's sakes. It's an elitist, outdated system, and it's had way too much sway in the video game industry for way too long. I've been talking about video games online for almost 2 decades now, and been playing games like longer than that, but I have never seen the video game industry this toxic. It is time to get our voice back. Now, look, I'm not telling you I got this whole idea mapped out because I don't. I don't even have Okay, there's the end of the video because I figured it out. I know what we're doing. All right, I know what we're doing. I talked about this. I talked about it in the video. And by the way, I'm going to have a new video updated later today. All right. But Take Games Back has officially been rebranded and renamed to the Real Game Awards. That is what we're now called, and that is what we're going with forward. It's the Real Game Awards, and we are going to be doing an award show this year. You can go to the website right now, become a nominating and voting member. I've always hated the phrase of like for gamers, by gamers, but that is exactly what this is, because at the end of the day, I'm tired of people like Kotaku and Polygon and these activists having their say on what's the best in the video game industry. You deserve that. So with that said, I'm announcing the change today. It's now the Real Game Awards. So you can go to therealgameawards.com. Can't believe that domain was available. And we actually have announced a few members of our board, which I'd like to announce right now. Obviously, I'm a member of the board. D-Day Cobra is a member of our board. Mark the Cyborg, the biggest gamer I know, member of our board. And Cabrutus, a member of our board. So we had a great power board to start, and more members of our board will be announced very, very shortly. But starting this afternoon, after that video is updated and released, we'll be allowing voting members the opportunity to nominate potential categories for this year's award show. As I said this before, but this year we're going to do a digital award show, save as much money as we possibly can. And then next year we're going to have a physical award show. Hopefully, nice. I don't care if it's at Buffalo Wild Wings, but we're going to get together. We're going to have red carpet. We're going to do cosplaying for gamers. You're going to walk up. It's going to be awesome. It's not going to do this.
A couple great places here in Florida. You can have it.
Hey, just saying, anything is possible here, right? The idea here is that we're not doing this over corporatized, sterile, safe industry award show. This is for gamers, by gamers, and this is it. This is the Real Game Award. So if you guys like, this is the start of it. We're going into award season starting now, and you guys starting later today will have an opportunity to help craft this award show. We're going to have 20 different categories this year, and you guys will have a big part in what those categories will be. Some of the best, some of the worst. So once again, go to therealgameawards.com and learn about it. Updated the website a little bit, the brand a little bit. So I encourage you guys to head over there. I would love your help in growing this thing. We'll have steady updates from now until the end of the year. So therealgameawards.com. Appreciate your support. Once again, this is important to me. It's a passion project for me, and I'm excited to announce more members of our board as we move on. So yeah, that's a big announcement today. I'm very, very excited about that. Let's move on to
looking forward to that.
Thanks, Logan.
You need to get Gary on there because he's a hardcore gamer.
He is a hardcore gamer. Yes, I definitely agree. I think that's a big part of it for sure. I'll say this. This is another great example as we finish up here with this one last story here real fast. And this actually is from Grums. Did you see this Reddit post going around over the weekend? This is a little bit ago from r/game dev. The fact that I'm reading this is fascinating. Am I allowed to say this? I kind of hate gamers.
Of course you do.
Sums it all up right there.
Of course you do.
The post goes as follows. I'm a professional game designer, and I'm worried that I'm starting to hate gamers. Watching the gaming events on YouTube last month with the chat on was extremely disheartening experience. Every time a character that was a cis-het white man appeared on screen.
I hate that cis-het shit, man.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
The chats would be filled with messages calling the game woke or complaining about DEI. Every game that wasn't a shooter or a hyper casual competitive online game garnered Z's and boring comments. Then I checked Twitter and it's just people complaining that the Metal Gear Solid 3 remake is not yellow enough. People telling me there are right and wrong ways to beat Elden Ring, I'm guessing. And
Elsa Ring.
Yes. And hating on the new Dragon Age because the trailer doesn't match the tone they imagined for it. I've seen people implying that the MC and the main character in the Fable trailers is ugly because it's a self-insert of some random level designer working at Playground whom they deem not effable enough. I don't know. It's just the internet magnifying negative voices, I guess, doing what it does best. But it's making me real tired of gamers. Once again, it's a club that you're not in, and you don't even have an invite to this club, guys.
I don't want to be in that club. I'm good.
Right.
We'll make our own.
Right. RealGameAwards.com. Now, with that said, as pointed out by Grums here, he says, oh boy, you hate gamers because you are obviously political and insist that everyone accept and love your overt politically messaging in games. You want compliance, and gamers aren't giving it to you.
Bingo.
And as Kyle, who I believe is invited to be on the show very soon, says,
I like him.
Yes, me too. He says, Sithead, so it's a psycho activist and triggered by people recognizing tonal inconsistencies as well as disinterest. Right. Definitely a real game developer. So like the idea of as soon as you throw out cishet, that's when you know that you like, because real people don't talk like that.
Nope.
People inside
it's a slur to me.
Agreed. Yeah, I 100% agree. 1000% agree. But apparently the author of this post on Reddit actually reached out to Grums. And he said, the author of the post reached out to me to say that they are not demanding compliance. They are just frustrated that diverse and inclusive characters are met with hostility. He said, nobody owes you that. If you feel they must, that's demanding compliance. I offered to retweet any clarification to a post. And he said, every time you use the phrase cishet white male, you are already pandering hate and indicate you are brainwashed. Every time you claim characters are rejected because they are not, quote, effable, you demonstrate you don't understand the problem and are writing off gamers' complaints. I think this is like a really, really like nailed it right here. The idea that, it's so basic. Like you don't understand the problem at all if this is what you're saying. Every time you put in, quote, a diverse and inclusive character that is poorly written and stereotyped and more about their identity than their character, you demonstrate the incompetence and politicization that is ruining AAA and actually hurting true diversity. I think Grums nails it right here. I really do. And I don't think you can say it much better than that. But I open it up to you guys. Logan, your thoughts on this?
This will send me down a rabbit hole because people like this just hate me in general. They're like, I swear whenever I make a video or something like that, when we talk about it on our podcast, these are just the people that always come up and we always just, I can't stand people like that, but I love Grums and I love Grums for actually putting it out there and so eloquently. He's a man and he's 110% correct. You're muted.
Flash?
I think that attitude is reflective of just about the entire video game industry right now. All of them use the same buzzwords. All of them have the same political leaning. It's not just in video games though. It's all of entertainment, but it just shows you that if you don't have the same line of thinking, they don't want you. And they show it all the time, running around saying you can't jack off to that girl, huh? That's what you're really mad about. You need to go touch grass.
It's like, it's kind of like if I'm used to eating pizza and I really like pizza, and then someone comes along and is like, hey, you really need to have this tofu. And I'm like, no, I don't really like that tofu. Tofu doesn't taste good to me. I like that pizza right there. Right. And I'd really prefer to eat that pizza over that tofu. And then the person who offered that tofu goes, well, you're just homophobic. Right. And you're like, I'm sorry, I just like pizza. What are you talking about? I don't understand why I'm homophobic because I like pizza. And they're like, well, pizza is rooted in white supremacy. And you're like, I'm sorry, what? Like that's the mental gymnastics that is being played with a lot of these people. And I really feel like that these game devs and these journalists, bloggers, they honestly, they are not connected with the real world. 85-90% of people nobody says cis het.
Exactly.
Like nobody, zero.
I just
people
recently found out what that meant.
cis-normative heterosexual.
I still, it's what does cis mean though? I mean,
it's a way to victimize being a majority.
Okay.
No, it's not victimizing. It's an insult. It's a slur.
Right. It is a.
That's how I see
idea,
it. But that's what they mean though, is that you're.
So it means normal people.
Yeah.
Okay.
The majority of people shouldn't need a label. You don't need a label for men and women liking to have sex with each other, or just being a man or a woman.
So they slap that on there because they're butthurt that we're normal.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Ding, ding, ding. You win.
Well, I have to be called trans, so you need to be called cis.
What?
Yeah,
Why?
there it is. Well, there we go. I think this really speaks once again to the disconnect, the tremendous disconnect between developers in the space and their actual consumer. And I say this in the video that I'm going to post over at therealgameawards.com and over on X. But like, I've never seen an industry that is so disconnected from its consumer, and it's fascinating. Right? People say, well, how has your show grown so much? It's like, because our audience is normal men, because we're just normal people. That's why, it's like, that's why it's grown.
The attitude that a lot of these people in entertainment have is, it should be, I want everybody as a fan, but it's more so now, are you good enough to be my fan? Are you good enough to watch my stuff? Because if you're not, I don't want you.
Right. Oof, what a mess. What a mess. It's just that's a great example of how broken the video game industry is. And Grum's nailed it right there. All right, we got one more quick hit here. And because this is in the title, I got to make sure I hit this here. Did you see Capcom is being accused of race swapping a psychopath boss in the upcoming Dead Rising remake? Did you see this at all over the weekend? Because this is amazing. All right, so this is a thing. Did you guys play Dead Rising at all?
Yes. Yeah.
Love it. The first one. The other ones I didn't like as much.
4 wasn't that bad.
So
it was okay.
Am I saying this right? Is it Larry Chang? Is that right? Well, Larry Chang, this is him in the original Dead Rising in 2006, right? Obviously, Asian guy. And in the trailer for the Dead Rising game, it appears that they have race swapped him to be a white guy to possibly avoid any sort of racial stereotypes. So maybe you're saying to yourself, like, hey, that doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Like, why would they do that? Well, here he is in the original game. Just take a look at this.
I remember him.
A customer.
All right, so remember that line, a customer, right? And if you scroll up here and you watch the trailer itself, pay attention.
Customer.
The exact same thing right there.
Oh.
It says, a customer, right? Here it is one more time for you.
A customer.
So, I mean, it's clear.
Motherfucker. I was really looking forward to this game, Craig.
Yeah.
Oh, now there's another example where they have a female character with kind of, her boobs are a little bit more open. They've actually changed it where she's now more covered up. So
I saw that one
I
too.
expect this to totally be made for modern audiences, and I am now not buying it. That's how easily you can lose my money nowadays.
Isn't it insane to like the fact that they felt the need to want to change that as well? It's like, and by the way, like if that's offensive to Asian people, why is that not offensive to white people? If that's a stereotype of generic white guy, right? Or psychopath white guy, like shouldn't that be offensive to white people if that was offensive to Asian people? Right. And
well, they really care about Asians. See shadows.
So what, are they just going to race swap all the enemies to white people and that's fine?
Right.
So are there not going to be anybody but white people in a game these days? I mean, that sounds a little racist to me. I'm just saying.
Yeah, they made him a white farmer type. Yeah, exactly. Like generic white dude. And it's so amazing to see the response to this. And if you go back to, this article continues and it talks about like what localization is from the Capcom localization team, right? And they posted this over on X as well. It says, what is localization? Embark on we talked about this a few months ago. Beyond mere translation, we're diving into the art of cultural adaptation, preserving context, and inclusive storytelling, right? By the way, I think you lose a lot of context when you totally change the character, like along the way. Just one of those things. Join us as we unravel the intricacies that make games resonate worldwide. So, then this is a legit question. What has happened in the last 18 years to make that guy, the Asian one, okay, and in the last 18 years, now it's a white guy? Like, what has happened? Have people gotten more sensitive about this stuff?
Like, who got offended over that? Like, give me a list. Give me an example. Who got offended? Tell me.
But that's just it, right? Like, Pixar didn't happen along the way,
right?
I totally don't believe anybody.
Someone in California, some shaved head, pink hair, got offended for other people that weren't offended. That's what happened.
Bird Dog nails it right here.
Don't worry. White women will be offended for you. Yes, yeah. He got it.
Mm-hmm. Yep, absolutely. Absolutely, man.
These woke white women have just destroyed Western civilization.
Yeah. I've talked about it firsthand, man. Like when I left the previous company I was at Game Attack, like it was young, liberal, white women who destroyed that company, who literally destroyed that company, that didn't even work there, that went out of their way to force their hand on the other business owner that I was working with. And he got caught up in it, and it's a mess, man. It's a mess.
They're becoming more liberal. You look at, it's funny, the divide between men and women. You could do a whole thing on it. Like, men are becoming more like conservative and women are becoming more liberal.
Yeah. Well, I guess that's a shame to see that happen. And it's, people need to understand, like, these companies, this is a mature rated game. This is an M-rated game where you literally are crafting tools to destroy zombies in a bloody way. Like, at a certain point, you're running over zombies with lawnmowers. Like, and you can't handle the
that doesn't upset them.
Right. Wow, that's crazy.
What someone's ethnicity does. Oh,
yes, of course.
The stupidity of it.
That's the thing. That's right. All right, let us continue. You guys have been great today. We're going to get to some super chats here. Blabs is going to read some of them off. Blabs, thank you so much for doing that. Let's fire away. What do we got today?
All right, Mr. Big 200 member for 3 months is Blabs laying down the law. Yes, Shakespearean, I think. The Worthy One says, Craig, since John Cena's retiring soon, do you have a favorite John Cena match?
Yeah, his match in ECW, where they're booing him inside the ballroom.
I have no idea, but okay. Peter says, if you look up Battle of the Nations on YouTube, you can see a bunch of guys in armor fight. It's a team sport. It looks awesome.
Nice.
It's like medieval times. Leighton Easter, I think, for 5 says, want to bet how many people the MLB games for Pride Month had versus how many the recent Dodgers match with HoloLive VTuber collab alone. My money on the latter. Thank you very much.
Yes. How many people went to the Dodgers game with the VTuber versus the Pride Month? Yeah, I guarantee the VTuber killed it.
Peter says John Cena still wrestles. I thought he was went over completely to acting. Guess not more.
Yeah, he pops in occasionally.
WrestleMania, a couple SmackDown Raws after.
Mm-hmm.
Scarfy the Strange says Craig discovers Hema. Thank you, Scarfy. Rob on Wheel says, a plague of scorpions is my mind. Macbeth. See, Rob on Wheel gets it.
Thanks, Rob.
When you gotta go, you gotta go. Ian Malcolm. Thank you. Melee. Hi, Melee. Melee K gifted 5 memberships. Thank you very much. If you got one, say thank you to Melee K.
Let's go, Kay. Thank you.
Master Gawa says, Blast can be a ring girl even when there are no fights happening here. Also, please revisit the best wrestling game, WWF WrestleMania, the arcade game.
Ooh, that's debatable.
That is debatable.
The old one, the original?
That's debatable.
WWE All-Stars, highly underrated. Loved All-Stars.
That was a decent game. I'm still a WCW NWO Revenge guy. No Mercy was great, but I still like my Revenge.
Good stuff.
Spartan Butt says, that cost is to replace the slide and CO2 that inflates it. Like Bob's mentioned, it's basically a giant airbag that inflates in under 30 seconds. Yeah, I'm assuming it's very expensive, and then I gotta make sure it works. Lord J for 10 says, Craig, that's the thing with Hollywood. Every audition is on your knees. Oh, dear.
Oof.
Peter says, I can't wait for the 26-part, 30-hour DSP-style YouTube docs on the Huak girl. Oh, dear. Eric says, I respect Hawk Girl's hustle. Get that money and buy property and become financially secure. Yeah, right. She's got it made.
Yep.
Titations, as a middle school teacher, I'm not looking forward to all the kids saying Huak Tuah all the time. I just got over skibbity toilets.
Gross. Hey, thanks, Titations. Appreciate that.
Peter says, question, where is Ubisoft's quality control? AC Shadows is looking more sloppy than a sloppy Joe.
Become an oxymoron.
Question.
Mm-hmm. Ek July's fire detractor. Beep. Thank you. Karen July says, I sent B. Larson the bully hunter's number. If she saw how much that J guy stalks her online, she would have called the cops just like I did.
Thanks, Karen.
Thanks, Karen. Sons and Shadows, member for 2 months. I'd argue Werewolf by Night was the exception to the dredge of all Marvel Disney products. That was at least enjoyable.
I forgot about that one.
Shadows?
I heard it was good. I didn't watch it.
You ate my rice. Became a YouTube member.
Let's go. Thanks for your support.
Rob on Wheels says, Logan, have you got a link to the story about Disney blaming Christians? I feel the need to raise awareness. Yeah, there's a link. I forget what it was. I think it was That Park Place.
That Park Place is where I saw the video. I think it was last night.
It was in our document. Master Gawa says, I hate that reality is the buzzword for fake. As a terrible person, I look forward to Huak Tuah Girl's future as a mattress actress on Orange YouTube.
Oh, no.
Wow.
Yeah. Melee K came back and says, gaming needs more regulation when it comes to retconning digital purchases like this. Not enough protection in place for a consumer. Well, I mean, it's not even like you're really buying everything because it's digital.
Right.
I agree with her. You see it with these live service games. You buy them and they shut them down. That just happened with The Crew. Remember that game?
Peter says, your brand is weak, old man. Thanks, Peter. Matthew says, I'm no fan of capitalism, but I believe it's the lesser of two evils compared to communism. In communism, there is no freedom, but in capitalism, there's a bit of freedom, which is better than none. Thank you, Matthew, for your Canadian 20. Tidge, member for 4 months, says, Craig, please clip out this section about the Real Game Awards so I can share it with my normal men friends who don't watch the podcast.
Yeah, Tidge, there's going to be a full video going up by itself, a standalone video here shortly after the show. I'm going to edit that together and then put that up.
Craig, if you don't mind, can I promote that on my podcast as well?
Everybody promote it. Please go crazy. Yes, go crazy, okay. Logan.
Because I really like it. So
the more people talk about it, the better. You know, it's just built around the idea that gamers get their voice back, and that there needs to be an alternative. Action needs to be taking place, and that's the goal.
Xander says, B guys did one chip challenge and sang a song. That should be the next challenge. Spicy hot stuttering singing Craig.
You haven't
is available today.
You haven't tried anything yet.
Nope. The Ring of Fire is still sitting there, ready to be used. Right there, number 1.
Jason says, attacking your potential audience is a winning strategy. Just ask Disney and Kotaku.
That's right. Killer. Thanks, Jason.
Pippa says, if possible, we need both booth babes or sexy cosplayers at the Real Game Awards. Asian, if possible.
There's a guarantee there will be cleavage at the show.
Always the best kind. Wait.
Not Boogie 29. Listen, not Boogie 2988 cleavage either.
I was gonna say you didn't specify whose.
Not mine either.
Not blouse.
All right.
Yeah.
Mr. Melancholy says if these devs hate gamers, then they should leave. They keep blaming white men for not buying the crap, but I'm black and don't like it either.
There you go, Mr. Melancholy. Good for you.
Tulls gifted 5 memberships. Thank you very much. If you got one,
Thanks,
please
Tulls.
say thank you. As well as Henry Davis gifted 10 membership.
Let's
Thank you,
go,
guys.
Henry.
That is awesome. Miku says ESG billionaires are swampy in Japan with mandates. Yep. And the bestest ever, Extra Zero says, don't forget Crush Danny, who was a predator who preyed on straight men on dating sites. Wow.
No comment.
Wow. Yeah. Miku says, saying revenge is better is diggity cope.
Wow.
Okay.
Diggity dog.
I'm Dicker says, WWF the arcade game is fantastic. Thank you. And Joey says, are you guys Mount Rushmore of wrestling video games? Mine are No Mercy, WrestleMania 2000, WCW versus NWO Revenge, WrestleMania 19, and Day of Reckoning 2. I have not played any yet.
Forgot Here Comes the Pain. Here Comes the Pain was fantastic. And SmackDown versus Raw 2011 was really good. So, and 2K24 was a big improvement. So, but great games.
Yellow Flash?
I'm not as huge into wrestling as you guys, but I did play a lot of the stuff on 64.
Yeah.
So the WCW game that you've been talking about, and No Mercy, and then there was one other one after that I really liked. I can't remember the name of it though. Maybe it was SmackDown versus Raw.
Yeah, that was fun.
That one was a good one too. That was the first of this SmackDown versus Raw series. Really good. Good soundtrack.
Miyavi, nobody the furry Tard. I keep wanting to say Tarad. Tard says, Craig, Giant Gonzalez or the Great Khali?
Great Khali won a championship. Giant Gonzalez just wore a bodysuit, but he did fight the Undertaker. So there's that.
Masagawa says WWF WrestleMania, the arcade game, was a digitized fighter like the Mortal Kombat. Undertaker even had a fatality, and Jerry Lawler's color commentary was fun.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Gala.
It was great for its time, for sure. Gizmo Hibiki came in with a 5. Great to see you. Says, got any favorite TV shows based on video games? I always grew up with Street Fighter 2, pronounced 2V, or 2V. The intro alone dragged you in, being one of the most badass. Favorite TV shows based on video games? Yeah, I mean, for me, it's like Super Mario Brothers Super Show and the Zelda, like those old school Nintendo ones of the late 80s, early 90s. I love those for sure. You guys got any thoughts on that?
Street Fighter 2V was really good. I actually have that on DVD. I don't know too many people who've actually watched that. That was a very good one.
Sonic AM.
Oh, a lot of people talk about Sonic AM. Yeah, big time. I followed up. It says you're given a chance to make your own Power Rangers team, whether it being brand new or taken from existing tokusatsu. What is it called? What is the theme? Dinosaurs, racing vehicles, etc. Rest in peace, Jason David Frank, Best Ranger.
I would take all of his Rangers from Multiverse and make a Tommy team.
I actually have
can almost do the entire colors, like
on the top of my office here. I have that going across the top. He was a great guy. I got to meet him before he passed away. But that's a loaded question if you're asking. I don't know who you're asking. I'm pretty sure you're asking me, but that would be a podcast in itself, a breakdown of Ranger teams and which Rangers are the best and who to pick. I could talk about that for a couple hours.
Nice. Shane came in and says the best John Cena video is him singing "Whip It" by Devo. Look it up on YouTube. It's the weirdest thing you'll ever see. And Shinmu Owen says, question for Logan. What did you think of Kevin Nash letting Hollywood Hogan win the belt, the finger poke of doom? I was pissed off. I stopped watching wrestling and haven't watched it since.
I was young back then, and I didn't see it coming, and it kind of blew my mind. But after that, in retrospect, it was where everything just kind of went downhill. That happened in what, 98? I think I was 15, 16. So it just, me and all my friends, it just blew our minds, and we're like, why did this happen? But hey, you know, it is what it is. And it didn't really piss me off back then, but I understand how bad it was in retrospect.
Mercenary says it is obvious that Disney is a captured operation, and the people behind this want to demoralize us. Appreciate that, Mercenary. And Delta came in with a 5, says, friendly reminder that not too long ago, Alyssa Mercante made that Farm Folks article where the CEO asked her to edit for clarity, and she instead berated a minority immigrant from the socialistic totalitarian country of Turkmenistan. Such pro-journalism. Thanks, Delta. That's right. You don't know what journalism is. You don't know. Over on Rumble, thank you very much for your support, guys. Dude says, why do I hear the song Taking Care of Business and watching the Armored MMA? Dude, says, the best song to use with a vibrator are from the Doom 2016 soundtrack. I do not know this from personal experience. Okay, dude. Interesting. And
Sure.
Then he says, well, if I can't jack off to a new video game chick, a Rule 34 artist has made it possible before the trailer is done. There you go, dude. Good for you, dude. It's like we learn a little bit more about dude every single day, which is good.
I have some locals tips.
Nice.
Just G sent $1, says, Craig, WWE CW One Night Stand 2006. If Cena wins, we riot. Thank Edge for the spear. And then follows up with PS WWF No Mercy for the win. Revenge is a close second.
Nice.
Thanks, Just G.
Miku says Wild Force Power Rangers.
Wild Force.
Javi says Blabs.
Sorry. Javi.
Not
Javi,
Javi.
the fur retard.
Yes. And then we have Joey says,
That's true. SPD is a very close second. Those in space, but yeah, let me.
All right. There you go, man. Lots of topics today. We appreciate everybody popping in, being a part of the show. Obviously, you guys can find Logan. We'll put a link to Red Bandana Gaming, which is not a 9/11 reference.
No,
he referenced to
Ninja Turtles. It came from Raphael. That's where it came from.
Love it.
Yeah.
Love it. You guys can find the link to that down below. And you obviously can find Flash as well. I encourage everybody to head over to therealgameawards.com and become a voting member literally right now. Greatly appreciate that. Giving gamers a voice again. That is the goal here. It's going to be a long grind, but we appreciate your support and getting all this going. So therealgameawards.com. You guys can find Blabs over on her channel down below. You can find her Harry Potter stuff and her AMAs. And yeah, appreciate everybody popping in today. Great show as always. Go find Flash, go find Logan, and go find Blabs. And you can find me over on the Side Scrollers Plays channel in just a little bit playing something. I don't know, but I'll be playing something this afternoon. With that said, remember, people are going to try to keep you down. Don't let them. You guys got a goal. Go get it. Have a great day, guys. See you guys later. Bye-bye.